I've done this a total of 4 times. Each time I have stopped and deleted the video. I think I should call this procrastination because, let's be real, this entire week has just been procrastination, except I have been exercising. Thankfully, that seems to be right now the only thing that I'm doing well. Food-wise, what am I doing with food? I'm kind of eating, but I do catch myself eating like junk food that I have. For example, these damn Good and Gather chips used to be Simply Balanced from Target. It is now called Good and Gather, and I just opened the bag and was eating it. And I was like, ooh. And then I was like, why am I eating the bag? Especially because those were saved for the fact that I have 2 cheese, and I use that I have 2 cheese dips. Now, the cheese dips in question are vegan. They are made of pumpkin rind and cashews. This is going to be really interesting. Oh, and also nutritional yeast to give it the queso taste. And there's another one that I have that's supposed to taste like cheddar, but hot. So I have those that are coming in with my Misfits Market. That's supposed to happen on Thursday, and today is Wednesday. So tomorrow, I work today. Today is right now 2:57. Got off late from doing work, mainly because I'm a master control operator. And the debate that we had, or at the presidential debate, I had it recording, and for some reason, the server or the computer that we have decided, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to read for something that happens in the future. So what it did is it stopped the recording that I had and instead started recording something that's supposed to be recorded tomorrow, or rather today, since it's Wednesday, 2:57 in the morning. I did not realize this because, again, it was the presidential debate. So I had watched an hour and 30 minutes, 90 minutes I'd watched from the recording because I could see that it was recording and everything. So then I went to the front. When they hit the out cue, I hit it. We were good to go. We ended on time. Which is so much. I enjoy it when we end on time. Let me tell you, there are several things that a master control operator does not want to see at all. One is red, because that means there's a satellite outage, and if you have a program that's playing from satellite and you see red, that means you now have to scramble to figure out what the hell to replace that said program with. If you have it on server, then you can say, okay, well, I have it on server. Let me go in and, find what I have in server, queue it up, so then we can play it from server. But if you don't have it from server and you only have it from satellite, and satellite, poof, goes away, then you have to scramble to find out what you can do to replace it. Number 2, shows that dip to black and stay in black. That's not good, because here's the thing. I don't know if you know this. I had a program once that was in black. Yes, it was in black. And when I say black, I mean there was no audio, there was no video. I was looking at something that was being recorded for the next day. When I looked up and was like, oh, it's in black. And then I realized there's no audio. I'm not seeing any audio levels. I'm not seeing any video. Oh, shit. And then I raced to our computers, looked at it and said, oh, that program's not there because we had to delete it and put in a different program, but I didn't put in a different program. So then I had to stop the actual server that was playing, restart it up with the new media ID, so then that way I could go and get it playing. So we, as master control operators, do not like cuts to black, because we don't know if you're doing it for cinematic, for cinematic funness or whatever, or if something's wrong with the server and we're screwed and then we need to scramble. 3, programs that have odd audio. That messes with us because if it's too quiet, it sets off alarms. And then that freaks us out because, again, we think something's wrong, that we have to go and fix it. Now, not all MCO or master control operators will do this. But if they do it, they will. So here are the things that you need to know if you ever are deciding to go into MCO. Number 1, you have a ton of things to do. Why do you have a ton of things to do? I'll tell you why. For me, I am making sure that the programs that we have are being sent out across the state. At the same time I'm doing that, I'm also looking at a return feed to make sure that it's coming back to us correctly. If it's not, then I need to talk to people in the state to figure out what's going on. I am playlisting or appending. When you're appending a playlist, what you're doing is loading a file into the program. For us, we have Crispin. No, I've done it for also Pebble Beach and Sundance. Those are 2 other programs that no longer exist, unfortunately, because they were good, but due to people buying the company, or due to companies buying other companies just because they didn't want a competitor, those 2 are no longer there. It happens. Now, we have Crispin. With Crispin, someone who is appending the program will just put in the file, and the computer reads the entire file and then says, okay, here's this program. PBS NewsHour starts at this time. It's supposed to be 5646. And then because it's supposed to be 5646, we've already gone and filled it in. Someone else has filled it in with promos, telling people about any other shows that are going on in PBS and that sort of stuff. That's all going on. While that is going on, the person who's appending it, at the same time this is happening, they're also doing records, either physical records, or they already made sure, like, the next day's list of, these are the shows that are being recorded. You need to make sure that they're this time and that they take place at this time, that they're off of this satellite. If they can't be off this satellite, then we need to find some other way we can get it, either through another PBS, or we need to get it through PBS download, whatever. We need to find out how to do that. At the same time they're doing that, they're also making sure that programs that we do have on server match the times that are listed in these logs. For example, PBS NewsHour. If PBS NewsHour airs at, 2200, which is 10 o'clock. If it airs at 10 o'clock, then I need to make sure that when I see media ID, I need to make sure if I see it P and B are both in red, that means to me, oh, this isn't on our server. So then that makes me go, are we recording it? If we're recording it, what time are we recording it? Are we getting this from archive? Because archive, you know how you save things? Well, archive is just taking all of everything and then saying, let's save it, and then we'll come back to it in like 3 years with our programs. And that's what they do. They have programs that have been there for the longest, bring it out, pop it in, and be like, hey, here's this program from 3 years ago. Now, sometimes they do make, updates. They tell people like, hey, we made an update. So you no longer need that old copy. So we get rid of it. We delete that old copy. We get the new copy. Everybody's happy. That's what happens. Someone who is appending it is making sure that all of this stuff is going on. They're making sure that they upload all those different files into the computer so the computer can read it and then tell the person who's playlisting what's going to happen. Person who's playlisting, me, I'm going over just to make sure that the person before me, the appender, did everything right. So am I looking at the programs that the appender looked at? No. What I'm doing is I'm looking to make sure that there aren't any switches. So I'll look at a satellite and be like, okay, the satellite's supposed to happen at this time. Okay. Ooh, I noticed that the person put, this satellite when it's actually a different satellite, and then I'll make the change. Or if I notice that a program is smaller or longer than it was, for example, Vander Velk. I apologize. I can't even remember. It's 3:00 in the morning. There's a new program that we have. It was supposed to be an hour and 35 minutes. No, the original program actually, or the original copy of it was supposed to be an hour 56. The new version was an hour and 33, which meant that we would have to add some stuff. PBS said, this is what we have. And because we aired it from satellite and we were airing it again, like 2 hours later, programming's like, there's not enough time to fill things in, because everything that we have that's like 20 minutes or more is on archive, and archive unfortunately takes 2 to 3 hours for everything that's in there to download. And the way you download it is somebody puts in the computer, I want this to download, and then it'll download, so it'll be ready. But if you want it right away, it's going to take 3 hours, which kind of defeats the purpose. And if you're a morning person, like the morning shift person, that's what they usually do. They download the stuff that's supposed to come in. So the night shift, me, doesn't have to worry about that. It's one of the things. You're pre-planning things. You're always thinking on your feet. For example, today, or rather last night, I was supposed to get off at 11. Due to the due to the presidential debate being cut off, because the computer was looking at the record that was set and said, I know you want this to record, and it's the 29th, but I want to record something from the 30th, for the 30th, on the 29th. And it picked something, and it recorded that. And as a result, it stopped my record so I could record something that was supposed to be for today. As a result, the program, or the presidential debate, the record that we have that was going to later be shown at 2:00, we couldn't air it. So I just talked to my supervisor or manager and was like, hey, this is what's going on. I made a copy because something told me to. I thought ahead, thankfully, and said, like, I am looking for a copy. This is what I can do, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, well, then do you want to stay and get it finished? I said, sweet, I'll do that. That's what happened. I'm also wearing my awesome jacket from Wonder Woman. I'm so tired. It's 3:09 right now. Oh my god. Well, then was it really 3:57? If I said it was it really 2:57? I don't even know. I'm tired. But yeah, that's some of the things that happen when you're doing MCO. MCO, I will say, is hard work when you first start, but once you get into the swing of things, you're like, okay, I'll usually record a copy of like Frontline. If we're airing Frontline, I'll make a copy of Frontline just in case something happens to our recording. I'll make a recording of Amanpour. Any live events that we have that I know that we are going to air that next day or overnight, I make copies of just in case. And then if I don't need it, oh well, I can delete it. I'd rather have a copy of something and then a physical copy, because I am physically taping things and tape recording things just in case we need it. In case something happens with the server, which happened today. But thankfully, because I did it, I was able to leave work like at 12:20, well, a little bit after 12:25, but around 12:25 versus the 1 something that would have been. So this is what happens, because originally I had a video and I just talked because I was excited. I was going to go to Dunkin' and then Speedway. I went to Dunkin', then I went to Speedway to get the coffee for free. Didn't go to Starbucks because they wanted me to pay them money for a grande in order to get a free grande for later on. And I'm like, no, I don't have money through you, even though I have a yellow card that I got years ago. I'm so tired. I'm sorry. Yeah. I had all this footage and I just deleted it. It's on my Instagram if you want to watch it. I made this video because I realized that I needed something up and I'm just tired. So there we have it. Thumbs up. I'm not a total failure. I will talk to you guys later. And as always, I'm tired.